before to knock this guy out?
For sure.
Bet. What you want to bet? Bet on it. You don't believe in yourself. You all talk.
I can bet. I don't have your money.
I don't know what he said.
Jaron Ennis is predicting an early night for Uisma Lima, and he's saying it with the confidence of a man who knows what his power can do.
Do you think he truly believes that he can win on Saturday?
I'm glad that he think he's confident. I like it. I like the confidence, but he talking too much. He gonna get exactly what he looking for. It's gonna be an early night. I'm gonna have some fun, and we're gonna show out. I'm not playing. I'm not here to play games.
As the undefeated Philadelphia star prepares to make his super welterweight debut this Saturday night, he's already warning that if Lima decides to stand and trade punches, the fight won't last long. Ennis isn't shy about his abilities or the knockout threat he brings into the ring, and with a stunning 88% knockout ratio, he's looking to remind everyone why he's considered one of the boxing's most feared talents. For Ennis, this fight isn't just another appearance, it's the start of a new era at 154 pounds. After years of dominating the welterweight scene, he finally decided to leave behind the exhausting weight cuts that were taking a toll on his body.
The difference between 47 and 54 is 7 pounds, which is a big jump in our sport, but also it's a different glove. It's a 10-ounce glove, not an 8-ounce glove. It's going to change the way that he's cracking people. I think about Teofimo Lopez at 35, who is icing people, right? He goes up to 40, hits them with the same shots. They barely blink and they walk right through it. He gets them later, whatever, but he doesn't have that many knockouts at 40 anymore. So that's 5 pounds. 5 pounds make a big difference when it comes to punching power. Now you add in the 7 pounds, and you add in a new glove, and you're adding in bigger guys. So there's a lot of factors that are going to affect the way that Jaron Ennis is able to perform, and I think he's going to have to dig deep into that skill bag, that boxing IQ bag that I'm pretty sure he has, and I've always wanted to see it. He's not just going to be able to walk through guys like he was at 47. 47, a lot of boxing purists like me were like, why is this guy getting hit by this? Why is he getting hit with that? Probably didn't bother him. It didn't care. He's going to walk through these shots. I'm going to beat you up. I'm going to get you out of there. So now 54, he's not going to be able to do that. We're going to have to see how skilled he really is and how disciplined he can be in a 12-round fight, where he's going to have to utilize that skill, that talent, that IQ for more rounds. Because I think at 54, he's not going to be able to go out there and just blast guys out like he was at 47.
Now, the 28-year-old steps into the junior middleweight division with his sights set on a fresh set of challenges. But not everyone is impressed with his first opponent, Uisma Lima, an Angolan fighter holding a record of 14 wins with 10 knockouts and just 1 defeat. Isn't a big name in the sport. Fans have criticized the matchup, saying Lima isn't a true test for a fighter of Ennis' caliber. Still, Ennis isn't paying attention to the noise. He's focused purely on handling business in front of his hometown crowd at the Wells Fargo Center and proving that his power, speed, and skill translate just as well at the higher weight.
Jaron Boots Ennis is going to knock out Uisma Lima, and there's nothing that Uisma Lima can do about it, because all he has to offer is power, but that's not going to be enough, and he's not going to be able to set anything up, since Jaron Boots Ennis is way too skilled, as he's way too smart, and he's way too slick. So instead, we're going to see Jaron Boots Ennis outclassing him and embarrassing him throughout the whole entire fight. Uisma Lima is going to look helpless out there, and he's going to be struggling to compete. So not only should Jaron Boots Ennis look like the much better fighter, because he is, but he should be able to get a crazy knockout, and afterwards, his next fight has to be against one of the top guys in the 154-pound division.
While others may have declined offers to fight Ennis in Philadelphia, Lima accepted the challenge when others didn't. Fighters like Sergey Bohachuk reportedly turned down lucrative deals to face him, but Lima doesn't hesitate. The Angolan contender sees this as his big opportunity to show the world who he is. He has been on a solid run with 4 straight wins since losing to Ireland's Aaron McKenna in 2023. Those victories came on the road, each against undefeated opponents in Germany, Canada, and South Africa, where Lima walked into hostile territory and left with his hand raised. That willingness to take risks has earned him respect, even if he's seen as the clear underdog.
Do you think he truly believes that he can win on Saturday?
I'm glad that he think he's confident. I like it. I like the confidence, but he talking too much. He gonna get exactly what he looking for. It's gonna be an early night. I'm gonna have some fun, and we're gonna show out. I'm not playing. I'm not here to play games.
That's the difference between this kind of fight. You know he's gonna be right there for you.
For sure. I know what he bringing to the table. Like I said, whatever he bring, I'm gonna be ready. Saturday night, he gonna be like, yo, he a lot faster than I thought, a lot stronger than I thought, a lot slicker. Like, it's levels. He know that. He know that. But we gonna see.
He says he believes he has the power to knock you out. You expect your power. We saw it at 47. Is it even different at 54?
make sure y'all come out Saturday night. Don't miss this spectacular knockout.
You win this fight inside the distance?
I win this fight however I want to do it. I'm not here to play. I'm telling you now, I'm not here to play.
Meanwhile, Ennis is embracing the moment. After years of chasing the biggest fights at welterweight that never materialized, he's ready to build his own legacy at 154. He admits that moving up sooner might have made sense, but he wanted to leave the welterweight division with no doubts about his status. By becoming a unified and ranked champion before moving on, he feels he closed that chapter the right way. Now, he sees the new division as a chance to make an even bigger statement and to start what could be the most dominant run of his career.
I'm glad to be able to fight, a top 10 guy, at 154. He's very confident, and he, like you said, he a road warrior, so he been beating some of these guys. So, I'm glad to have a confident guy in front of me, and I'm gonna show the world, the new boots at 154.
Add Benny Briscoe, Joe Frazier, Bernard Hopkins.
Okay.
You have some Philadelphia fighters. It's one of the great fight towns in the world. Is that something that is important to you to establish yourself as the next great Philadelphia fighter?
Not only just great in Philly, just great in the world, and it's gonna start on Saturday. Like I said, we're gonna knock them down one by one. Just keep it on one by one, each bowling pin, and it's gonna be. They're gonna see. The world gonna see.
Lima knows what he's up against. He understands that Ennis is one of the most complete fighters in the sport. Fast, powerful, and unpredictable from either stance. Still, he's entering this fight full of belief. Lima's journey to this stage wasn't an easy one. Born in Angola and based in Portugal, he built his career without the kind of resources or exposure fighters in major boxing nations enjoy. His training camps are often far from family and friends, and his rise has been fueled purely by persistence and self-belief. He's confident that the timing of this fight, coming as he hits what feels is his physical prime, is perfect for him.
I want to fight only the big names because I think I'm a big name, but people don't know because I don't have big promotion about me. But when I finish this fight, when I finish with boot, people will know me.
Training-wise, Ennis has been sharpening his tools with some of the sport's biggest names. Earlier this year, he was invited into Canelo Alvarez's camp to help the Mexican superstar prepare for his showdown with Terence Crawford. Although Alvarez ended up losing that fight, many in boxing believe the experience gave Ennis valuable insight into high-level strategy and preparation. But Lima isn't buying the idea that this will make a difference. He's brushed off any suggestion that sparring with Canelo gives Ennis an edge, insisting their styles are completely different. In his view, what Ennis learned in Canelo's camp won't help him once the bell rings in Philadelphia.
What did you think about Boots being in camp with Canelo?
My game is not like Canelo, and you will see. Some athletes are so good but don't have opportunities. But for America, you have everything since day one. I'm from Portugal. Since the day one, I don't have nothing. I need to do everything alone. Now is my time to show my skills. This fight is coming the best year from me because almost my prime, and people will see this.
Still, Ennis' team sees this fight as a crucial stepping stone. His promoter Eddie Hearn is already predicting big things, and not just for Saturday night. Hearn has gone as far as to say that within a year, Ennis will replace Terence Crawford as the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. He believes that Ennis will blaze through the junior middleweight division, win titles at 160, and become a 3-division world champion. It's a bold claim, but one that reflects the growing belief among insiders that Ennis is special.
I think the perfect weight for Boots is 160. I think he could go there now and be in his absolute prime. He'll be tight at 54 tomorrow. People think that when you move up in weight, all of a sudden it's easy. He's massive. He will 100% go to 168 at some point. So right there, you've got a 4-division championship. But I don't want him just to be a 4-division champion. I want him to be undisputed in those because I think he's the natural progressor to Terence Crawford. I think he's of the same kind of ability as Terence Crawford. And what Crawford's done is amazing because he was undisputed in 3 weight classes.
Yeah,
so,
you got to prove it in a ring.
Of course you have. It's very well me saying it, but you've got to prove it in a ring. But you've also, people know in boxing. So everyone's always known how good Crawford was, but it took him a long time to get the opportunities to prove it. We've got to make sure that we're not 36, 37, 38 when we're getting those opportunities. Because if Boots can get it at 29, 30, he's going to be around 34, 35. He lives a clean life. you know what I mean? I think this guy, I truly believe, I think he could be one of the all-time greats.
The path ahead is clear. After Lima, the goal is Virgil Ortiz Jr. Ortiz, who currently holds the WBC interim title, is set to defend it against Erickson Lubin in November. If both men win, their meeting in 2026 could become one of the most anticipated fights in boxing. Ennis versus Ortiz has been talked about for years, ever since both were coming up at welterweight. Their careers have taken different turns, but they remain on a collision course that would define the division. While fans wait for that matchup, analysts like Paulie Malignaggi see this weekend's fight as an important test. He believes moving up in weight is the right call for Ennis, who looked increasingly drained at 147. Malignaggi also pointed out that junior middleweight is now one of the boxing's toughest divisions, deep with talent even if it lacks a single superstar. He sees this as both a risk and an opportunity.
We're talking about, we got Coach Garcia here. If we're going to talk about the 154-pound division and in that generation, Virgil has stepped up a lot recently. We've been
fast.
Boachuk, Madrimov, now he's fighting Lubin, who's been a perennial contender as well. If you compare that to the opposition Ennis is up against and has been up against, they're moving on two different tiers here, and so I don't know, at one point that was the fight you wanted to see, but it's almost like Virgil's almost leaving him in the background now, especially if Virgil is able to keep impressing against these kind of names. Even if Ennis impresses against these kind of guys, which, like we've said, sometimes he looks lackadaisical, but let's say for argument's sake he impresses. It's not the same thing as impressing against the guys Virgil's been impressing against. It's two different.
A guy like
Malignaggi also notes that Ennis has all the tools: quick hands, strong body attacks, and the ability to fight from both orthodox and southpaw stances. But he adds that sometimes Ennis can get too comfortable, taking risks defensively because he hasn't felt threatened yet. The move to 154 could change that. The fighters here hit harder, and he'll have to stay disciplined to maintain his dominance. Ennis' rise has been closely tied to his father and trainer, Derek Bozy Ennis, who's built a reputation as one of the sharpest minds in boxing. Bozy has recently been sought out by other fighters like Jack Catterall, who joined the Philadelphia gym to sharpen his own style. Their growing influence shows just how respected the Ennis camp has become.
I just think that, yes, he's definitely going to be stronger at 154. He's going to be better at 154. He's not going to be weight drained. He should have more energy. He should really be his best self. All right? And we really want to see all the things that made you special, not just walking someone down and forcing the knockout. I'm talking about all the things that made you so entertaining, the stuff that you did against Villa and all those things. We need to see those things too. But honestly, I don't even think that's enough to have people excited about Boots Ennis. We're gonna have to know what's going on next, and it's gonna have to be something pretty big. This Lima fight, it is what it is. I'm going to be calling the fight. I'm pretty sure it's going to be fun to watch because Boots, he put on spectacular stuff for the most part. But there's going to be an asterisk next to it because a lot of people are like, Lima, who? Yeah, Drake. Drake.
Meanwhile, Lima is embracing his underdog role. For him, this fight is a chance to change his life. He knows most people don't expect him to win, but he believes his toughness, work ethic, and experience fighting abroad will help him surprise everyone. He's already proven he can beat undefeated fighters in their own countries, and he's convinced that this time has finally come. Even some of Ennis' past opponents can vouch for how dangerous he is. David Avanesian, who shared the ring with him last year, still speaks highly of Ennis' power and skill. He recalls how Ennis' size and strength made him feel like he was fighting a man from 2 weight classes above. David said, "He's a good boxer but great at everything. Can punch, is fast, and always moving. I went for sparring before the Stanionis fight, and it's good to spar guys like that. He's big, he had super middleweight sparring partners, they weighed 90 kilograms and I was at 75 kilograms. It felt like Ennis was maybe 85 kilograms when we sparred. He's really big. When I see him sparring, you can feel his punches and can tell they're heavy. I don't know how it's possible for him to lose that much weight." That size advantage combined with his skill set makes Ennis a nightmare for anyone at 154. But boxing is unpredictable, and Lima's resilience and hunger could turn this into an unexpected battle if Ennis takes him lightly. As fight night approaches, the atmosphere in Philadelphia is electric. Ennis is stepping into the ring not just to win, but to announce his arrival in a new division. For Lima, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to shock the world, and for fans, it's a showdown between raw talent and raw ambition. And if Ennis is right, it might not last very long.